Do we have a copyright on these pickles?
Trademark.
Trademark?
32 and then another 8 maybe, so 40. 40 of them. Yeah.
Really? Oh my god.
We're halfway there.
No, we're not.
No.
It's 140 that we have to make.
Oh god.
That's not bad. I think we're doing pretty good.
I'm Karen, Sydney's mother, and I learned to make pickles from my dad.
I'm Sydney, and we're getting married in a month, which is crazy. We've been together for 6.5 years now.
On one of our first dates,
Yeah.
well, one of our first times coming here, I tasted a pickle
Yeah.
that was homemade.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first homemade pickle I'd ever tasted.
Yeah.
Which we found out because Karen asked, "Have you ever had a homemade
Have you ever
pickle
had- yeah.
before?" And I said, "Nope." And she said, "You're so lucky to
Yeah.
be dating Sydney."
Well, don't you think that the theme for your wedding is not pickles, but it's
Handmade.
very much the way you live? And
Yeah,
it's very personal.
Family.
I mean,
It's our
you guys,
families. Yeah.
you guys make things. You know, you're not the kind of people who go out and hire people to do things for you, right?
We're making the pickles, and we're doing all the decorations, and what else do we do?
We're
for
growing
this wedding?
flowers.
We're growing all the flowers. Mother made my dress. She's making our wedding bands. So it's really a homemade wedding. Yeah, we make a lot of things. We're a very DIY family. The story that my mom always tells about when I was little, when I saw a pair of shoes in the window of a store, and I said, like, "Mom, I love those shoes. Next time you make my shoes, I want them to look like that," because I just assumed growing up that everything I owned was made by my mother. Of course, she didn't make my shoes, but she did make my winter coats and everything else. So we've crocheted 100 keepers, but we still need to finish the edges on all of them and sew labels onto them. There's one that has a label.
It's kind of really fun going through them because none of them are the same.
So these are the labels. They say Sydney and William, August 4th, 2013.
These are the new ones,
And these are the old ones.
and these are the ones we're making for Sydney's and Will's wedding.
Yeah, and these are the old ones. These are 4 years old,
Yeah,
and you guys made them.
we made them.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long time ago.
In every single picture of my family eating dinner, my mother's family, my grandfather's family eating dinner, there's always the same bowl of pickles on every single table. So they've been in our family for a lot longer too.
My wife Barbara loved the pickles, and she had the recipe from my mother. She was the one that did what Sydney is doing now. She filled the jars, and I just did the easy work. We didn't make them every year. We made them mainly for the holidays.
Where's the recipe from, Grandpa?
What recipe?
The pickle recipe.
From Grandma Minnie.
No, what
Yeah, I know,
region?
but what region?
Oh, Russia. It was a shtetl called Lechovitz. That's where she was born.
Wait, was she from the same town as someone famous, or that was your
No,
father?
that's my father. He came from Poland. He came from Plansk.
Which is where David Ben Gurion is
Yeah, right. They came here after the First World War, and they met in Detroit, and they were married there. We had a grocery store when I was growing up. My father would go to the market in Detroit every morning and pick up fresh vegetables from the farmers. I worked in the store, cleaning, sorting bottles. Then I graduated to cutting locks and salami, or waiting on customers, making deliveries. And as I matured, I got more responsibility. $5 a week, was it?
Wow.
That was good money in those days. Yeah,
What could you do with $5 a week?
you do a lot. Go to a movie, have candy for the whole week.
Candy for a whole week. I like your math here.
So the spice mix is a half a teaspoon of salt and a quarter teaspoon of pickling spice and half a clove of garlic and It's supposed to be a quarter teaspoon of chili, but I'm just like gonna break a piece off. And actually, I warn you, I've already wiped my face once because it's a hot day, and my whole face is on fire now because of the chilies. So just like fair warning, probably avoid doing that. And now I'm going to hand this over to our grandpa.
Put the pickles in the jar, put the dill in, fill it with water, and you gotta make sure is you put enough water in so it covers the pickles. Now what we do is after we're done filling all the jars, we turn them over and let them stay turned over for 24 hours to check to see, make sure there's no leaks.
The pickles are pretty sour. They're like one of the more sour pickles I think I've had. And we usually, I find them a lot better when you slice them, which is how we always serve them, like sliced, because they can be like pretty explosive.
Good pickles, when you open the jar after a year, 2 years, even 3 years, it's still crunchy. If it's not a good pickle, it'll be soft and mushy, and probably you won't even want to eat them. Yeah. Well, it takes about 2 weeks for the pickles to really start getting the real flavor, and at that time you could say that from then till about 6 months you can call them new pickles. After that, they're old and they're probably spicier and tastier. It depends. The new pickles, you get more of a cucumber taste. My wife Barbara loves the new pickles, and I'm an old pickle lover.
I don't think I've ever had your pickles new. I think I've only had them old.
Is that right?
Yeah. I do like half sours though. But
I like to switch it up.
yeah.
I'm not allied to any one pickle camp.
See, when I have a big jar, I don't have any problems with crooked pickles.
Yeah.
But in these small jars, it's a little
Well, these are gonna be
harder
really
to
fancy.
fit.
No, they look good.
Yeah, all right. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that it's harder to stuff them in. Some people are only going to get 3 pickles instead of 4.
That's okay. Some people don't even like pickles.
The salt in there is really what keeps it preserved. You don't have to boil. A lot of pickles that you buy in the store, they have, I believe they have vinegar in it. Vinegar
yeah.
or some preservative,
Yeah.
and it just takes away from the taste. But this is pure kosher pickles from the Minnie Lampcov.
And there's always the risk of botulism too. The excitement of the potential of botulism.
I don't know
No.
where that comes from.
No.
We've never thought
Nobody has ever gotten sick from our pickles.
Absolutely.
That's what we guarantee.
So these are last year's. They weren't as good as the pickles we're using this year, so I don't know how crunchy they're going to be. But you want to try it? I want that. It's my pickle. God, come on. Yeah, they're not super crunchy.
They're good.
Very good.
It has history. It has history of all our family and generations continuing to make these pickles, and I'm so happy that Sydney picked this as part of her wedding. But the important thing of all this is that Sydney and Will are a beautiful couple, and they're a joy, and they were a joy to my wife, and I'm happy to be able to celebrate all this with her. My wife will be watching over this wedding and smiling.
We were gonna have the hashtag for our wedding be for the pickles. Grandpa, do you know what a hashtag is?
Something to do with Twitter?
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Is that good?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly it.